would be to increase people participation in the process. Kasi itong mga things na to nangyayari
Right. Agree.
Right, oo.
Agad walang na-charge at walang nakukulong. Doc Sherwin, Dean Gary,
Alam naman natin kung saan nagmumula ang korupsyon Alam naman natin, no?
Yeah,
But parang nanonormalize talaga natin. Nanonormalize na.
Sabi nga ni Gary Valenciano, hindi pa rin tayo natuto. Hindi na natuto.
Magandang umaga sa ating lahat and welcome to the third episode of the Dean's List. Dito, pag-uusapan natin ang lahat ng mga problema, issues, and concerns as we go along and using our academic discipline. Again, this is Dr. Gary Adorgenicio from De La Salle College of St. Benilde.
This is Dr. Sherwin Ona from De La Salle University.
This is Dean Ederson Tapia of the University of Makati.
So, yeah, marami tayong pag-uusapan ngayon, Katatapos lang nung September 21 big rally, sa maraming parte ng Metro Manila at sa buong bansa, And siguro ang tanong ngayon ng mga kababayan natin, Dean Ed at saka Dean Gary, what now, What can we now expect with this development, na pinakita ng ating mga kababayan, yung kanilang galit, yung kanilang disgust dito sa nangyayaring flood control scandal. So let me hear from you, Dean Ed, siguro, what's next? Ano ba ang pwedeng asahan pa ng mga kababayan natin tungkol dito?
Siguro, simulan ko by saying na the episode is still continuing to unravel, wala pa tayo dun sa exciting na part sa tingin ko Kasi marami na tayong narinig, pero I think mas marami pa tayong i-expect in the next few days. Of course, most of the exposés have been done in the congressional investigation. Ako, ang gusto kong tignan is ano ngayon yung magiging action ng ICI patungkol dito sa mga issues na to. Kasi remember, they have been given authority by the President to conduct the investigation that would lead to prosecution. Ako, kung ang tanong ay ano na yung dapat sunod, dapat magkaroon na ng mga proper charges dun sa mga taong responsible kasi the path towards legislation is ongoing, pero itong agad walang na-charge at walang nakukulong, Doc Sherwin, Dean Gary, palagay ko, hindi magiging sapat yung puzzle na hinihintay ng taong bayan
Anong masasabi mo din, Ed, dun sa announcement ni Secretary of Justice Remulla yesterday na the NBI is preparing charges, for certain individuals, and I think the good secretary named some senators dun sa charge list, including of course some USECs and their DPWH officials. Nabanggit yata dun si Senator Estrada, si Joel Villanueva. Ano masasabi mo doon sa listahan na yon? Enough na ba to para ma-release ang mga tao?
Hindi pa yan sapat, Doc Sherwin, but I think that's a step in the right direction kasi perhaps in the assessment of the DOJ, there was enough basis for the formal charging of the individuals that you mentioned. Kasi kung papakinggan natin yung hindi naman tell all pero yung testimony ni former District Attorney District Engineer Alcantara, medyo maraming pasabog siyang binanggit At saka kung yun lang at yun lamang ang basis, I think there's already enough material for DOJ to file the appropriate cases. Kasi doon naman pag-uusapan yung mga detalye na yan, kung meron ba talaga silang basis for finding of guilt. Pero mahabang proseso pa yan.
Mahabang proseso yan.
Sherwin,
mahabang proseso yan. Tama. So, Dean Gary, ano naman masasabi mo dun sa nangyayari ngayon sa ICI? Alam naman natin na marami ng mga personalities na nagpunta na or nagpa-interview na sa ICI, including of course some senators, even former senators. I heard na si former Senator Grace Poe has also attended some meetings with ICI. Ano masasabi mo rito? May tulong ba na sa tingin mong development?
Alam mo, yung mga Pilipino, mahilig tayo sa telenovela, mga K-drama, so dapat patuloy ito, 80s, 90s, kailangan ever since siguro yung mga panahon natin talagang we really watched Gulong ng Palad ba yan? Mga Ana Luna, mga ganyan. Annalisa
Annalisa,
pala,
pare.
no? Annalisa. No? Hindi ko alam kung alam pa ito ng mga Gen Zs and Millennials ngayon.
Alam pa
So,
yan ni
kailangan pa
Kyle.
rin, kailangan,
Alam pa
kailangan
yan ni
talaga
Kyle.
malaman ito ng mga tao na at the end of the day, dapat may ending. But I would like to use the lens of public administration so on this issue. Naalala ko yung sinulat ng isa sa mga scholar no ng new public administration no si George Fredrickson. Sabi niya, values are the soul of public administration. It seems like now wala nang kaluluwa ang public administration sa mga nangyayari. Dahil wala nang values eh. Pag hindi mo maigi, di ba? Paano, for example, ginamit yung mga pwesto ng mga nabanggit ng mga individual, no? Para i-pursue yung kanilang mga personal na interest, no? Vis-a-vis the public interest. So talagang lantaran eh, yung problema kinakaharap natin. So I think what we call also an important uh, democratic morality revolution na kailangan uli balikan natin no yung public service, public administration, these are all value laden. Meron itong maliwanag na purpose, intention, and meron itong pinangahawakan na values. Hindi lang simply usapin ito ng efficiency and effectivity. But rather, corruption cases are not only about issues ito ng pagnanakaw, become efficient and effectivity, proper, it's a contrast between efficiency and effectivity, but also against the values. Kaya sa akin importante, hindi lang legal issues ang talakayin natin dito sa usapin ng flood control and from the perspective of public administration, but also moral, no? Because it also may dimension ito ng moral values eh. No, sabi nga ng mga scholar, no, sila Appleby, even si Dwight Waldo, yan yung mga paborito naming authors nila Dean Ed, no? Sila mismo nagre-remind sa mga estudyante ng public administration at mga kawani ng gobyerno na meron kayong pinagtutungtungan na values o pagpapahalaga sa inyong serbisyo publiko. And these are something that we need to remind everyone no on these unraveling issues of flood control, corruption, and so on and so forth.
Actually, excellent point yan, Dean Gary, no? Ganda ng punto mo dun sa pag-highlight or underscoring the importance of values, ano? Siguro, if a fast break ko to kay Dean Ed, ano? Kasi, among us, hindi ba napapag-usapan natin yung need for reforms, ano? Siguro, tanungin ko si Dean Ed, ano? Ano yung nakikita niyang mga opportunities for reform dito, ano? Aside from having yung parang values, no? Changes in values, no? Sige, Dean Ed.
Ah,
Nakikita ka bang possible opportunities for reform dito?
yeah, gusto ko lang muna mag-take off doon sa statement ni Dean Gary. I think that's a very appropriate commentary, no, from an academic point of view. Kasi on the one hand, nakakalungkot kung ano yung nangyayari ngayon kasi parang the corruption is so pervasive in government na, there was a simple question that was asked of Bryce Hernandez yesterday nung tinanong ni Senator Bamakino. Meron ba kayong flood control project or meron ba kayong project na matino, na above board? Ang sagot, wala. So that just goes to show the pervasiveness. Parang when we speak of kalakaran, yan talaga yung kalakaran. And yet, that's the sad story, no? Sad part of it. Pero going back to this as reflection of our values, nakita man natin yung naging reaction ng taong bayan dun sa September 21. It was an obvious reflection of their disgust. And if at all, if anything, I think malaki ang pag-asa ng bayan moving forward, Doc Sherwin. And I can understand that the emotions are high, and rightly so. Ang point lang natin is, tayo as scholars, what can we do to positively contribute to the narrative and come up with something more palpable? Ang overarching principle niyan, sa tingin ko, would be to increase people participation in the process. Kasi itong mga things na to, nangyayari yan.
Right. Agree.
Right, oo. Part yun nung, nung reforms, no, Dean Ed, ano? Increase participation and transparency, yeah.
And yun yung bubuuin natin kung ano ibig sabihin natin ng people participation. Like for example, dun sa proseso pa lang ng NEP, kailangan ba meron ng umuupo na mga representatives from the people
That's right.
or
Oo. That's a good point, no? Mm.
can we leverage technology para makita yung sa atin simple yung Google Forms lang nakikita mo kung paano nadagdag, nabawas yung isang dokumento. No? Maybe that's something that we can look at and not only in the preparation of the NEP pero hanggang dun sa dulo. No? Yun yung overarching principle. Eh. Marami tayong pwedeng biyakin na detalye doon, Doc Sherwin. Pero sa akin,
Yeah, agree.
yan yung efficient na paraan para hindi na mangyari ulit itong problema ng floodgate controversy na ito.
Yeah. If I may, doon naman sa, kung pwede kong dagdagan yung point ng reform and values, Ako naman,
Mm.
during the, during the demonstration, kitang-kita kasi na may mga gustong mag-hijack eh. No? And nakikita natin ngayon sa social media na iba-iba na yung mga narratives na lumalabas, Ang kinakatakot ko dito yung yung issue attention, no? Yung sabi nga yung issue attention cycle, no? Isa tong modelo sa public policy, no? Na nakikita yung height ng interest ng mga tao, but when they realize na malaki na yung cost at paulit-ulit na at nagiging chaotic na yung environment, nagwe-wane yung public interest. So, siguro para sa akin ito yung kailangan bantayan din ng ating mga kababayan, Kasi nga merong mga effort ngayon, para guluhin, i-model yung mga issues. And this can result to waning of public interest. Ngayon mataas yan, but eventually kapag naging magulo na yan or marami ng mga taong sumasawsaw, pwedeng bumaba yung public interest diyan at tuluyan nang makalimutan itong issue
Yeah,
na to. All
yeah,
right.
tama ka dyan.
Yeah. So,
Pero wala,
yeah. So, Dined, go.
merong isang ingredient na sa equation at positive ingredient dun sa equation para medyo mas mapabagal or to placate or para hindi mangyari yung concerns na
Waning. Yeah,
binabanggit
yeah,
mo.
yeah.
The involvement of yung mga hindi pala natin, kaedad ng mga anak natin or yung mga nakababata nating kapatid, the Gen Z.
Yeah.
And the millennials they're very they're energized. So
Yeah.
titignan natin how far this energy can go moving forward. My hope is that it can be something that we can that we can harvest and harness towards better governance in the coming years.
Yeah. Yeah, and just to add to that, lumalaki din yung expectation ng mga kababayan natin eh. Kasi ngayon, lumalabas na maraming mga senators at saka may ilan na congressman na involved, So, tingin ko mas lumalaki yung expectation ng mga tao, Again, may danger na mamadal ito. But
Yeah.
siguro maganda rin yung ginagawa ng kasalukuyang gobyerno, na nagiging transparent siya. At pinapakita niyang gumagana yung instruments, yung governance instruments, na nagfa-function,
Ako
Yeah,
lang,
Gary, you want to
ako
add to
lang,
that?
Doc Sherwin, gusto ko lang sana with this new revelations, with this new handling of this corruption case, matuto tayo dun sa what happened. For example, yung dun sa pork barrel scam, di ba? Na simply after ng hulit nakapagpakulong tayo ng mga individual, dahil mahina ang kaso, na-dismiss yung mga kaso, tapos walang real reforms. Parang eventually, what happened was, uh, the system still in place. Alam natin, which is a broken system still in place. At yun ang nanatili hanggang ngayon. Kaya nga nakapag-experience ulit tayo ng malawakang korupsyon eh. So hindi na-fix ang sistema na supposedly sana when we had this pork barrel scam noong 2013, mas na-institutionalize yung mga reforma na kailangan natin, no? But what happened was parang na-absuelto pa yung mga dapat
Tama.
inaasahan natin na makulong. So ito
And now we're
yung
seeing the same people involved, di ba, Gary, no? Mga
isa pa
pare-parehong
yun,
pangalan na
isang
naman.
bagay, no? Mukhang may similarity, no? Parang barkadahan, parang hindi ba tayo naiinsulto sa ganitong mga pagkakataon na no,
Tama.
kung allegedly itong mga taong to talaga ay also involved sa another exacerbated, sophisticated form of corruption. Actually, hindi pa nga sophisticated kasi lantaran talaga eh. Dahil, di ba, ang daming mga
In your face,
ghost
no?
projects. Oh, tapos natutuwa pa tayo sa kanila, no? Ang dami ng mga pictures, ang dami ng mga insidente, pero gaya pa rin ng mga in denial. So I think, yun yung sana yung gusto ko rin mabanggit dito sa ating pinag-uusapan ngayon. This should be seriously addressed. And hopefully, if the past administrations, panahon ni Pinoy, panahon ni President Duterte, hindi ito na-address, at kung lumala pa nga ito, kailangan talaga this time around ma-mitigate or higit diyan matuldukan itong ganitong sistema. Alam naman natin kung saan nagmumula ang korupsyon alam naman natin, no?
Yeah,
But parang
oo.
nanonormalize talaga nanonormalize na.
Yeah, ang
So,
dami ng pag-aaral diyan, din Gary, ang dami ng mga research, ang
kaya,
dami ng mga kaso na
kaya nga
pwedeng
no?
'di ba? Alam nga namang sabi nga ni Gary Valenciano, hindi pa rin tayo natuto, no? Di na natuto, no? So din Ed, mahalagang mahalaga yung sinabi mo kanina, no? Yung bureaucratic reform. Baka may gusto ko pang idagdag doon sa mga ideas na nabanggit mo kanina.
Well, meron ko mga dadagdag, pero gusto ko lang i-take off dun sa sinabi ni Dean Gary. Just so we can continue with my medyo optimistic tone. Remember, yung isa dun sa mga pangalan na nabanggit has been rejected by the voters in the previous election. No? Yung mga iba doon, titignan natin if they would still, I'm sure, they'd still make another run if they're still allowed under the Constitution. Pero hopefully it will be a positive commentary on our behavior as voters if these names would already be at the very least rejected in the
Mhm.
ano
Yes.
ba kakaibang kontribusyon, why do we keep on voting for them? And itong nakaraang election, hindi na nanalo, for example, this is factual, hindi na nanalo si Senator Revilla. And to
Really?
my Ibong Revilla, ang main claim to fame niya is yung budots-budots niya during
Budots, no?
election.
Nagbudots na, hindi pa rin nanalo, no?
Kaya so kung if that is a message, tingnan natin if that's going to happen again in the future elections. Pero for example, dun sa mga reforms na binabanggit, okay, I think it's time for us to revisit the whole budget process Okay?
Mhm.
Going back to the overarching theme na public participation kanina na binabanggit ko. Doon ba sa mga proseso na yun, saan tayo pwedeng mag-insert, no? Insert, hindi ng mga insertions, kundi mag-insert ng more transparency. And it has to be meaningful transparency, hindi token lang, no? Isa sa mga pinag-uusapan ngayon, which is a double-edged sword, I admit, would be the acceptance of local government units for any project to proceed. On the one hand, that's good because that's allowing the people at the grassroots to get more involved. On the other, my sense is that if you just allow the elected officials to participate and exclude the general public, problema pa din yun. Again, I go back to my premise that for this to work, kailangan open, kasi alam naman natin corruption thrives in the dark, in the shadows, pagka hindi kita. So yun yung overarching theme, Doc Sherwin.
Yeah, oo, and absolutely, no, spot on yung mga comments na yan, ano. And yeah, sunlight initiatives are really needed, no, dito sa ating kinahaharap ngayon na problema, no. So there you have it, guys, no. Siguro I'll turn you over now to Dean Gary for the final grading. Dean Gary, take it away.
Okay. Sige, importante rito grade natin si Secretary Remulla, no, for his attempt and his position, no. Although, siyempre may debate na nangyari kahapon, in particular nga dun sa Witness Protection Program. But nevertheless, I agree na, importante talaga dito, again, hindi lang dapat tingnan natin ang issue nito on very legalistic way, but rather, dun nga sa issue ng values as a public administration specialist. So for me, pwede kong bigyan ng grade ng 3 si Secretary Remulla for his attempt to really pursue and protect the institutions and the public on this issue of corruption?
Ako, bibigyan ko siya ng 2.5, ano? Pasado naman yan by LaSalle standards, ano? Kaya lang, wait and see muna ako kasi gusto kong makita yung detalye nung sinasabi niya na magpa-file daw ng kaso ang NBI dun sa mga senators and DPWH officials, no? So wait and see muna ako, pero binigyan ko siya ng 2.5, no? 85 yan sa DLSU standards.
Okay, ako medyo mas mataas ako magbigay ng grade ngayon. Medyo mas generous ako sa inyong dalawa. I'll give him a grade of 1.5. Specifically dun sa issue ng restitution before anything else. I know, tama yung sabi ni Dean Gary, if we go by the legal standards, medyo masalimuot yun, tsaka medyo madetalye, like, magkano yung ibabalik? I mean, you have to break it down, you have to do forensic accounting, to use a familiar term now, para malaman kung magkano ba talaga yung mga ninakaw. Pero sa akin, being the segurista dun sa mga statement ni Secretary Remulla, sa akin mas okay na yun Mas okay na mas may ma-recover, saka na lang tayo magtuto. No? So, parang sigurista na, sige, balik mo muna, and then, pagka nabalik mo na, saka tayo mag-usap after. So, 1.5 yung grade ko kay Secretary Remulla. Okay, so, very good discussion with you this morning, and I think ang gusto nating i-highlight is that each of the issue we discussed points us back to one essential value. And this was mentioned earlier during the course of our discussion. That is, integrity is important in governance. So this is Dean Ederson Tapia.
This is Dean Gary Ador Dionisio.
And I'm Dr. Sherwin Ona.
And that's the Dean's List.